Hey guys, welcome to Moxie Gardens. I'm Mike Toomey, and today I did a thing. So I made my first purchase of the season. I went to my favorite nursery, Family Tree. Well, it's one of my top two favorite nurseries. I've got Suburban Lawn and Landscape, and then I have the Family Tree, but both great places if you're local to the Kansas City area. They're in Overland Park, Lenexa area. But yeah, so I went out and I purchased some junipers. Taylor Junipers specifically. They stay real skinny, about 2 feet, no more than 2 feet wide, and about probably 8 to 10 feet tall depending on where you're at. But I planted some last year. These are them, if you could see in the background. They've got a little bit of a lean on the backside, and that's because we had the heaviest snow this winter. It was real nice, beautiful, but it weighed down the trees. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that there was quite a bit of a mess that it had made, a lot of branches and stuff down, but it was a lot. It was very beautiful though. I remember walking outside. Yes, ma'am. Just wants to come play. But yeah, I remember walking out, and it was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was just as bright as, not daytime, but I could see clear as day. So anyways, purchased these junipers here, and I've got a situation where we've been talking about, once you walk through this moon gate behind me, that's a moon gate. I'll get a lot of questions, especially from people who are just tuning in. It's hard to kind of get everybody caught up as this channel's starting to grow a little bit, but that is a moon gate. My brother made that. I gave him the design, but it's made out of steel. I've got a video from last year. It's called, I think it's under hardscape, all things hardscape. Go into that and it'll kind of walk you through what we're doing. Anyway, so when I walk through here, I've got this grassy knoll that we stand on, and what I'm trying to do is trying to make it look magical in here. I just don't want the garden to just be another garden. I love gardening, so I'm trying to do something different with this area. So when we walk in, I want it to feel like I'm not in the city limits anymore. I am in a backyard surrounded by tons of housing and a lot of noise. So I'm trying to create an illusion back here so that once I walk through the gate, I'm somewhere different and not in a suburban landscape. So we're gonna get these trees planted. They're on the trailer right now. I have no help today. I don't know that my children will show up because they know Dad's working on a Sunday. Beautiful temperatures here in Kansas, zone 6A, so we're gonna give it a shot, but I'm gonna be putting them so that as soon as you walk out of this moon gate and twist you around, we'll look right into the sun a little bit. There we go. Let me get in the moon gate. But they're going to go in this space back here and kind of block off that that fencing and everything, and just kind of get your mind to where you can kind of take it easy, and that everything is going on in this little grassy knoll behind me. So that being said, let's just go up front, get these trees, and start moving. Oh, I got to dig some holes. Yeah, I got a little bit ahead of myself. So I'm going to dig some holes. We'll get those in the ground, and by this spring it'll really kind of pop in there. So let's get started. Okay, I started to go back there and dig that hole, and I thought, hang on, let's do it right. So there's probably going to be some new home buyers, or somebody that's got a new property, perhaps. Maybe you financially are set this year, and this is the year you're going to go out and you're going to start spring off right, and you're going to add some trees and you're going to add some shrubs, or a little bit of both, and you want to know how to get to the steps to plant the tree. So I thought, here we'll go. We'll just come back here and kind of look at it before I go and start digging those holes. I'm just so excited because this is the first purchase of the season, and I'm still way ahead of time. I shouldn't even be really, I normally hadn't even cleaned up at this time. I keep a journal. I think that's recommended if you've ever, if you're really into the gardening or you're picking it up this year. I think a journal will really help you. Can kind of keep the temperatures and what you did last year at this same time. Was I planting? What was I doing? Was I still observing? What should be coming up in this area if you have bulbs and that different type of thing. But right here, all these junipers are sitting in this burlap. And if you're brand new, that burlap right there, there's some question whether you should take the burlap and remove it. Some nurseries will say you don't have to move it. Some nurseries say, I recommend you moving it. You don't have to. The wire cage as well. I will tell you that I'm going to do my best to remove as much as that as possible. I have never ran into a situation where the burlap set me back, but I do know of people in other states that have had issues. So I think it kind of depends on where you're at, or what your soil temperature or soil is like. And then I think also as well, it has something to do with how mature the plant is. There's a lot of variables. So that being said, I'm going to dig my hole and try to get as much of it gone as possible, just for the success and for my mind as well. These trees, and anytime you make a purchase, you know, that's some finances that you wasn't wanting to give away to Mother Nature. So what we'll be doing is taking these red flags, let's toss those on there. I'm going to take those flags back there and I'm going to mark where I want to put the trees. And then I'll take a step back. I'll look at those flags and say, hey, do I want those flags or do I want those trees in that spot? And if not, I can move those flags versus getting that tree in the ground and going, hey, I don't like that, and have to redig a hole and take it out. And then I have my tape measure over here, because we're going to measure that root ball. Let's say that's a foot wide. Then we're gonna go about, the hole will probably end up being about 2 feet wide. That way, once I pull that burlap back and the season really kind of kicks off and they start sending out these fresh new roots, I don't want it fighting and spending all the energy trying to get through my clay soil. Again, if you're brand new to garden, there's a lot of variables that go into setting up a garden and getting it. You need to know what kind of soils you have. Do you have a new build? A lot of those new builds, they're just throwing the garbage right back into the ground and burying it so they don't have to spend the money to haul that stuff off. And is it good soil that you've got? And there's just a lot going on. So any little bit of information you can do your research on, or you find it on this channel, the better off you'll get your spring started. So we're going to go back there. We're going to mark the holes, and then we're going to measure the holes. And hopefully successfully by the end of the day, I can have this out and you guys will be on your way of thinking of new ideas and new possibilities that you can add to your garden. So let's go get these junipers set up. Okay, now I'm gonna start pulling off all the twine. I'm gonna try to get as much of this fabric off, and then I'm gonna cut, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna cut the wiring off of here. When I talk to the landscape company, they'll tell you to try to get this, at least, if you can't get it out, at least lay it down. So the back side, if you can see through there, the back side is about 2 inches, maybe 3 inches above this root ball. The front side's gonna be right here, so that water slopes down this way, so it slopes towards the camera. You don't ever want to try to get this below ground. You want this to be probably about that high above, and then you can have it tapered off. So once I'm done, I'll have that soil taper down so that any kind of moisture that comes through the sky, whether it's rain or snow, will gradually make its way off rather than back into it and causing my trees or shrubs, plants, whatever it is, annuals, perennials, to get root rot. That will be the death of your plant. So I'll plant this a little higher. You guys will end up seeing that I'll probably end up being right around here with it. And yeah, let's just get to it. I am pretty exhausted. I got that winter weight, you know what I'm saying, where you don't get to go out and do, so you go to work, you do all those things. But a lot of times we go for walks and stuff, right? When it's cold, you don't want to do anything. So I'm pretty out of shape, pretty thick around the waist, and it's causing me a little bit of heavy breathing. The neighborhood, it's gotten nice enough out now where the neighborhood's starting to come out and talk. So now the dogs want to talk. So I apologize for anything you hear in the background. Again, city life, right? So I purchased this growth enhancer. I'm going to attach this. I'll follow the directions, which tells me to add about 2 cups for every 2 inches of the base of the tree. So what I'm going to do is add this on there. You can see on the side, ensures faster established, let me get back over there, increased survival rate, reduce water needs. Everybody's going to try to sell you something, but if I purchase this container with the trees, then I get a 5-year, I think, 5-year guarantee of, you know, they'll replace this tree at half, they'll give me half the price. So I will be adding this. So for 44 bucks I bought this, and hopefully I put this on all my trees that I buy from that company. And anyways, to better enhance my opportunity not to lose this tree and to get a better refund if it should not work out, then I am kind of covered. Instead of having $0 back in my bank account, I can just go and do this. So I'll add this around the tree and do each one of those, and we'll just continue to plant these trees up. Okay, well that was a wrap. The sun's gonna start playing kind of some shadow games. You can see it's hard to kind of get in there and differentiate the difference between the shadows and everything, but it looks really good. It's all pretty much symmetrical. I know this gap looks bigger than that gap, but if you come over here, it's all tricks with the camera, but you can see we've got pretty much the correct distance between all of them. I really am happy with the way it turned out. I can't wait to lay mulch and as things continue, but I got to get the grass all mowed because I hate to put down mulch just to see leaves. Now I do my mulch for decorative reasons. Yes, there's a lot of benefits to adding that. I won't go into it. I want to bore you with more talk, but I had to move a couple Baptisia. You see them in there? I had to move a couple of those. I was hoping to not have to do that, but anyways, I had 2 roses in there, so I had to sacrifice the roses. I got to find a new home, but I put some dirt around them for right now. Some lilies. It's kind of a cool little gap right through there. Can you kind of see it? Yeah, but when I come around these corners, I'm continuing to form this garden where I'm trying to make it more of a, magical and mystery and not just your typical run-of-the-mill gardens. I'm really trying to tell a story here. And as we continue, I think it will mature into a story. If you're new to the channel and you're just clicking in, don't mind that. We had a gazebo there. Go back and look at my other videos, and if you care to, and you'll know that we've got a big project coming on up there. I'm excited about it. I hope I'm not overselling it and it just be a mediocre type project for you guys to watch. But yeah, that turned out really well. I asked my wife, I said, well, what do you think? She goes, just another evergreen. She doesn't get it, and that's okay. That's okay. She's excited for me, but she doesn't really, she'll jump in and help, but she really doesn't care what I do out here. So yeah, I think that turned out great. I'm gonna slide around here, especially for anybody who's new. You can see I've got them all daubed through here. Different trees, different plants, different shrubs, but we're gonna have a fun season this year. This garden's continuing to mature, so I think it'll be a lot of fun as we continue. You're probably laughing at my dolly. Anybody who's in construction or deals with any kind of landscaping, my dolly's still a furniture dolly. I just don't need to purchase one. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We're going to continue to move this garden forward. This journey's been fun so far. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, maybe share it, and let's continue our path. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.